Thank you for joining us on the program, and again, a warm welcome. 8 months after a ceasefire ended the heating conflict between Congolese government and the militia group called the Ninjas, former Congolese rebel leader Frédéric Bintsamou, popularly known as Pastor Ntumi, has made his first public appearance. Together with ex-combatants, Ntumi joined the weapons collection operation, part of the amnesty program offered by the Congolese government in July. Ntumi's rebel group, a previously dormant militia, the Ninja, had fought the government forces in a 20-month conflict that left tens of thousands displaced and entire districts deserted.
That's right, Jerry, and the Congolese government considered that an important step was taken after the former head of the rebellion met on Tuesday members of the commission charged with implementing the peace process, a first since the signing of the ceasefire agreement of December the 23rd, 2017. At this meeting, Pastor Ntumi gave his consent for the collection of weapons from his veterans. Our correspondent in Pointe-Noire, the Republic of Congo, Lord Martial, joins us now with more details.
Qui va nous faire le point sur ce dernier développement. Donc, bonjour, monsieur.
Hello, Lord Martial.
Comment ça va ce matin?
How are you today?
Bonjour, Annan, et bienvenue à Brazzaville.
Merci beaucoup. Alors,
Thank you very much. Pastor Ntumi made his first public appearance. How did you find him? Relaxed or on guard?
Ou encore sur ses gardes, diriez-vous?
Je dois dire que je l'ai trouvé avec de l'embonpoint. Il est en forme. Il est apparu relax, arborant un beau chapeau blanc tout neuf.
It's difficult to describe in such detail how he was really, but I must say I found him overweight. He appeared relaxed, wearing a brand new white hat, a pair of jeans and a nice pair of casuals. He spoke with the members of the commission who had come to ask him to launch the call for the collection of weapons without an armed bodyguard behind his back. I did not feel in him the words of a man who still remains on his guard, but rather a man who has too many grievances, ranging from the rehabilitation of his status to the construction of his house.
Alors, il n'a pas semblé au départ adhérer à
And he didn't initially seem to adhere to the operation, but on Tuesday he finally gave a favorable opinion. Why did he change his mind?
Oui, Annan, en diplomatie, on aurait parlé d'un simple incident de parcours. Pour lui,
well, Hanan, in diplomacy we would have talked about a simple incident along the way. For him, the government should first look, appreciate and bring solutions to his specifications. The pastor is now asking the government to create all the necessary conditions and to give him the necessary means for the collection of weapons intended to consolidate peace in the pooled region. The government is in turn asking him not to give in to temptation.
Alors, Lord Martial, avez-vous du nouveau sur le futur du pasteur?
And do you have any news about Pastor Ntumi's future? Is it conceivable for him to return to Brazzaville now that no charges are being held against him by the Congolese justice system?
En tout cas, Annan, je n'ai rien appris pour l'heure sur son futur. Une chose est certaine.
I haven't learned anything about his future yet. One thing is certain. The judicial authorities say they have lifted the arrest warrant and all the charges against him in the name of peace and the best interests of the nation. We must outdo ourselves. It is repeated in certain circles. The pastor and two of his lieutenants were accused of murder, illegal possession of weapons and munitions of war, theft and destruction of public buildings. His freedom of movement is hailed by the ruling majority, but it is not seen in the same way by some human rights and opposition NGOs who argue that peace goes hand in hand with justice. After the mandate was lifted, the pastor did not hurry back to Brazzaville, but rather in Mayama, another stronghold where he had long ruled. A last question, and you accompanied the commission supervising the disarmament operation, which met on Tuesday with Pastor Ntumi in one of his strongholds in the Pole region. Can you describe to us the living conditions of the populations of this zone, which you noted?
Ce que vous avez constaté sur place?
Well, Hanan, it's difficult to describe in such details the living conditions of the people, given that our mission was enlightened. But one thing is certain, on the Kindamba-Vinza axis, where the new stronghold of the pastor is located, just by passing through it, you can feel the impoverishment of the inhabitants who have returned and continue to return to this area where the people live, essentially on agro-pastoral activities. Everyone is trying to rebuild his house with a few minutes at their disposal. On this route, we could also see transport difficulties. By way of illustration, passengers are forced to get out of their vehicles when crossing the bridge over the Jueke River. This bridge is in a pitiful state.